Welcome back to another video. This time we're going to be looking at faces, edges, and vertices of different shapes. And just a quick recap, faces, we can think of them as like the sides, like a face covers the side of your head, right? A face covers a side. So it's like the flat surface that covers the side of a shape, right? That's a face, we call it. Edges you could think of as like the lines. It's the edge of the side, right? Sort of like the edge of a table. If this was a table and this was your tabletop, the edge of the table would be like this right here, right? So edges we can think of as these sort of lines that make up the outline of our shapes. Those are the edges. And then vertices is a fancy way of saying corners or a point where multiple lines meet. The vertex, the vertices are the corners, okay? So let's take a look at this one first. For a cube, it tells us this is a cube. A cube, like a dice, would be a good example of a cube. And we know that there are 6 sides. And if we check, you can see that the bottom, that's one side, the top is one side, the left is one side, the right is one side, the front of the box is one side, and then the back of the box is another side. So there are 6 faces or sides to a cube. And just like a dice, right? We say that there are 6 sides to a die. So here we go. Faces, 6. Edges, how many edges do we have? So if we count these, I like to color them as I go so I don't miss any. We could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we can see that there are 12 edges. And then for the vertices, we count the corners. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vertices. Okay? And that's all you had to do for that one. So then for this rectangular prism, you're going to do it exactly the same way as I did the cube. For this square pyramid, it's a square pyramid because the base is square, but the sides are all triangular, okay? So even though that square and this is a triangle are different shapes, they are both faces. So count them all when you're counting the faces on this shape, okay? Edges are still the lines that we use to outline the shape, and vertices are still the corners. But let's look at this one, because this shape's a little bit different. I don't see any edges on this sphere. A sphere is like a ball. So we don't have any edges. We don't have any corners or vertices on a sphere. And we don't have any flat faces either. So a sphere does not have any faces, edges, or vertices. And that's what makes it so easy to define. It has none of these things. Okay? So now that we've done the top part, I want you to try to answer these 2 on your own. Let's look at the bottom part real quickly. The first question says, Mia's ball has no faces, edges, or vertices. What shape is her ball? Well, we know it's a ball, and we just talked about how a sphere has no faces, edges, or vertices. So the shape of her ball must be, you guessed it, a sphere. So we can write that answer in here. S-P-H-E-R-E, sphere. All right. So then this next one, you're going to look at the clues they give you and then write in the shape that it is. Same, read the clues, write in the shape. And then the last one, Hannah uses these shapes to construct a solid shape. What solid shape could she be building? And then if this are the pieces that she's putting together to make a shape, I'm sorry, this is your answer box. Ignore this one. If these are the pieces she's using to make a shape, what shape might she be making? Okay. Using all those clues, go ahead and answer through these questions. And then we'll take a look at the next page. Okay. Here, the top question says, a soup can would be an example of, and then it lists several different shapes. A soup can, well, a can probably isn't going to be a cone. It might be a cylinder, because a cylinder is a circle on top and bottom, sort of looks like a can. A can will not be a circle because a circle is a two-dimensional flat shape. So I know that one's wrong. And then a rectangular prism would be something like a brick or a tissue box. I doubt a can of soup would come as like a block. So I think the best answer here is going to be a cylinder. Okay. So then as you go through, it's going to ask you some questions about different shapes. Which shape would have no faces, edges, or vertices? Which two shapes below have 6 faces? So you would have to count all the different faces. How many faces are on this square pyramid? So all of these questions, I really think that if you followed along in the earlier videos, you'll have no trouble reading through these clues and identifying what shape is being asked about. All right, so I want you to go ahead and try these on your own. If you're totally stuck on any of it, give it a question mark and bring it to your teacher tomorrow. I hope this video helped. I'll see you in the next one.